Telephone skills. Bling bling. Telephone skills. Bling bling. So, when you think you communicate in person, we have nods, we have facial expressions, we have shrugs, we have gestures, we have posture, and we have eye contact. Even as I'm doing this video, I am using my hands to talk. All of these tools help determine our interpretations of conversation and help us communicate with the victim. What kind of skills do we need for a telephone? We need voice inflection, we need silence, we need listening, we need to carefully select the words we're using, and yes and no are open-ended questions. Kind of building questions off of conversation that they might be talking about. Telephone communication can be scary because it's hard to determine how the caller is. So asking questions and figuring out questions through conversation is really important. So, when we're on call, we always need to be prepared to answer the phone. Be ready to separate yourself from any distractions. When I'm at home and I get a call, I immediately go into my bedroom. If my bedroom's not available, I go into one of my kids' bedrooms. Or I go outside. You could even go to the bathroom. It's supposed to be private, right? When you return a call, give a brief explanation of who you are and why you are calling. For example, hey, you called our crisis line. I got the message. I'm Corey from Support Within Reach. How can I help you? Prior to calling, make sure you do *67 to block your phone number. If you don't do this, they are the person calling, and if they have a cell phone, they are going to see your personal phone number. So, when answering a call, you want to make sure you have the right person on the phone. If they call the crisis line, they're going to say, my name is Bobby. So when you call back, you're going to say, hey, is this Bobby? And then they're going to say yes or no. That way we're not violating the person's confidentiality by stating who we are and where we're from. An example here, Amanda, and or returning your phone call. If a person isn't there, don't leave a message unless you have a previously determined okay. So for time communication says, if you call back and you get a message, it's okay to leave a message. That's a previously determined that it's okay. Once you get the person on the line, ask them if it's okay, an okay time to talk. Maybe their kids are around, maybe their husband's around, maybe now they're in a situation that's not okay to talk. Speak clearly and try to keep your voice calm and reassuring. So, working on the crisis line, we need to use active listening skills. Making comments in a supportive manner. Remember to reflect the feelings you hear and check your perceptions periodically. If you don't have the necessary information, say so. It's okay to say, hey, I don't know, but I'll find out. Never make promises you can't keep. Be firm and clear about your own limits. Be aware of your own feelings and reactions. It's okay to express your understanding of their situation and empathy. Do not let your feelings and reactions take away from the focus from the caller and their needs. Call your backup person or the office to debrief your feelings and needs related to the call. So when a person calls, the calls can be either short or long. Your job is to respond to the crisis that this person is having and focus on the here and now. Again, we're always going to believe the victim. No matter how bizarre the incident may seem, believe them. Keep the focus on poking holes in the offender's story, not the victim's. Assure the caller of confidentiality and know your resources. We have a little orange handout from Churches United with a bunch of different resources on it. That might be a good thing to just keep somewhere near you, so if you get a call and you need to make a resource, a referral. So at the end of the call, we want to just summarize everything that has been talked about. Provide a sense of closure. Review any follow-up plans, for example, if they want to come into the office on Monday. Or if they would like a call back from an advocate on Monday or Tuesday or whatever day would work for them. Let the caller know that you are glad they called before hanging up. It can be difficult, but it's a step that needs to happen. So I wanted, before we jump into question techniques to avoid, since we kind of have addressed this before, sometimes there are problem callers, and for the most part, we will not warn you, but let you know a name to look out for, or maybe conversations that are getting really weird. If you believe that this person is a problem caller, cut the call short. Be like, hey, I need to cut this call down to 10 minutes. Or I need to cut it down to 5 minutes. It's okay to do that if you feel like this call isn't a crisis call, or this person maybe just be looking to get you on the phone and keep you on the phone, right? Again, we can go over these situations, and we can definitely have more conversation about it if you would like. So in a previous video, we talked about questions to avoid. This is just going to be a little brief reminder for the next couple of slides, and just kind of take these in again. So when we're listening, there are really some barriers that we need to be aware of. Jumping in, judging, or evaluating everything you've heard. Jumping to conclusions. Assuming that everyone thinks the way we do, and being closed-minded. These can be really hard to sometimes overcome, but doing a lot of self-evaluation when you're on a phone call and how you talk to people, just even in a conversation with maybe your parents or a friend, think about these when you're on the phone with them, and it can help you when you deal with a crisis call. Here we got some more barriers. So infatuation with your own words. Hearing only what we want them to hear. Short attention span. Paying attention to semantics, the meaning of words or phrases or terms. Maybe they didn't really mean that, but they meant something else. Superiority and fear.